Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be something different. So instead of playing the game, I'm going to be talking about the patch notes for the Crypto Town Takeover event. To start it all off, I'm just going to talk about the actual event. So the new game mode, which is the Armed and Dangerous. So that's basically just shotguns and snipers. You start off with a beak and an Evo shield. Nothing too complex about that. I like the addition of mobile respawn beacons, where each person in your team has a beacon that they can use, but you can only use it once per game. The heirloom, I don't play Mirage, but I'm still going to get the heirloom, so a video of that will be up in the next couple of days, so keep up to date with that. Right, so let's begin. So the legend updates. So I have played Lifeline. Her passive has changed. So original passive, where it was fast heals, it's now replaced with a combat medic. So all that is you hold square on a downed teammate and it brings out a drone and that reses them for you, so you don't have to do the animation. There's a lot of benefits that come with that. For example, when I used her, once she'd resed, if you were under a lot of heat, you'd literally be able to keep the pressure on the duo or the trio that you're against. And you can also hide behind the res shield as well, which is pretty good. I do like the addition to her ultimate, which gives off more items apart from shields. I think if it brings a shield, you get just a shield, but if you get, say, a sight, you can get 2 sights. And then same with heals or shields, you get multiple instead of just the one medkit or the one shield battery, which in my opinion is pretty darn cool. Her tactical cooldown is now 45 seconds, which has been reduced by 15 seconds from 60. I've used her twice, and I did win both my games. I played her in duos. I feel like she'd be better in trios rather than duos, but that's just my opinion. Right, the next character, Octane. So it's tactical, so upon activation, Stim will remove movement impairing effects, which is pretty good. So if you're getting, say, hit by an arc star, grenade, thermite, if you use your Stim, them effects will go. The ultimate, I don't know if I'm too keen on the double jump on the jump pad, because it greatly reduces your speed. So say if you build your momentum up with a slide jump onto the jump pad, which gives you that extra boost, you do have a bit of speed, but as soon as you press that double jump button, you can change directions, but you're in the air slowly, which you can easily get beamed. And I've been in that situation at Octane's, and it wasn't a very good sight. Next one, Revenant. So his tactical will now cancel Pathfinder mid-grapple and Wraith mid-phase walk, which is pretty good, but the only problem with that, it is very hard to hit your L1 at a moving target, especially if they're like mid-range. It will also prevent Mirage Cloak Revive, Mirage Decoy Control Activation, and Lifeline Combat Revive, which is pretty OP. I haven't used Revenant yet, I am planning to use him. I've just got his skin, so I have opened 14 packs from the heirloom event, and in my next video is going to be opening the last 10 packs, talking about the items and what's the best items and stuff like that. Right, so Revenant's ultimate, range removed on Death Totem. Now that is OP. There is a cooldown on it, I do know that, but there's no range, so you could literally run as far as the cooldown will take you. But the only problem with that is you're going to make sure you put the totem down in a position where you're not going to be in the storm if it's late game, and where teammates can't find it, because literally they could just restart the fight, flank round to your totem, wait for you to either respawn back from running out of the duration, or they'd just beam you, take you back, and then they'd all just swarm you with grenades and stuff like that. Because I did do that with my mate the other day. Right, so next champion is Crypto. So his tactical, deploying Hat. Crypto's drone now takes 1.5 seconds from 2.5. Right, that is really good. it enables you to quickly use your L1 in small situations. For example, if you're in a building and you know you're getting rushed, you can quickly use your drone, aim it at the door you want, and go back out of it. So you only have to keep an eye on the other entrance if there is multiple entrances. His EMP will now disable Watson pylons, which I think before it disabled caustic traps and Watson ults, I believe. I don't really use the champion, so correct me if I'm wrong. Loba, her tactical burglar's best friend, will no longer be intercepted by Watson's interception pylon. That was a pain. I know my mate used it at the start of the season, and he did say that it was annoying that it kept popping up, say if we were mid-during fight, and it'd just get in the way. But me personally, I don't think it was that big of a deal. So our ultimate has had a change. Black Market Boutique ultimate will now only pick up 1 stack of ammo rather than 1 stack plus the amount that was required to fill whatever partial stack you had in your inventory, which in my side is a nerf, a small nerf nonetheless. Ultimate accelerants now give 20% ult charge, up from 17.5%, which is really good because you can use her Black Market a lot more often. Next champion, Mirage Tactical. You can now hold the tactical button and release to auto control decoys. I barely use Mirage, but one of my mates, he mains Mirage, and he did say that it did help dramatically. Decoys will now say lines when shot, which is pretty good, even though they all say pretty much the same thing regardless of which one you shoot, which is annoying. The skydive is pretty cool, so he can now create squad decoys, but that's if he's flying with you. If he's flying solo, it won't work, but it's pretty good to throw enemies off your trail. Next champion, Gibraltar. Fast heals granted inside dome shields slowed down 25% faster from 15% faster, or is that the other way around? Not too sure, but I got told that it was a nerf. Correct me if I'm wrong. Caustic, enemies can cancel Caustic's barrel by shooting it before it is fully inflated. That's really good because it now stops Caustics from trapping you in rooms, especially on land when you're in a small space and you just got to go and then when you turn around and all you see is a Caustic behind the door throwing barrels at your face. Next champion, Watson. The intent of these changes is to create openings where enemies can breach Watson positions. It is still possible for Watson players to hold a position while a trophy indefinitely, but should come at the cost of using ultimate accelerants. Watson's pylons now lasted for 90 seconds. I do believe that there was no cooldown on the pylons. I think you could put as many as you could down and they'd stay up until they get destroyed, which in my opinion is a little nerf. Watson can now have up to 3 pounds out at a time. I think that was already the same. I'm not sure. Watson can stack 2 ultimate accelerants per inventory slot. That's pretty good because that means she can use her ultimate a lot more often. Wraith, right? So I'm a big Wraith main. So it was a weird one. It was like a nerf, but in a way, I feel like her L1 was better. Like the actual ability itself was better, but I'll get to that. Just one sec. So increasing Wraith's tactical cooldown has proven to be ineffective. Exceedingly high win rate and kill rate. These changes are meant to distinctivize Wraith players from using phase walk as a get out of jail free card and move it in more of a repositioning and scouting ability. Right, to be fair, I do agree with that. I know that I heard and read about one of the reasons why they were making this nerf is because in the Pro League, Wraith was still the most picked player for your team, regardless of all the nerfs that she's had. So it proved that she was still the best champion going. So her phase walk now takes 1.25 seconds to enable, and that it was 0.4 seconds. That, in my opinion, is a really big nerf because they've added in an animation like the like Loba has when she's coming out of her teleport. It is really annoying. So what I used to do, I think every single Wraith main did this. They'd rush in, do as much damage as possible, and then phase away and then let your teammates finish up. But now you can't do that unless you're like a god at strafing, which like I know some people are, but not everyone is. So this is a nerf, a really bad nerf to some people. But during this time, Wraith will receive a 20% move slow, which is really bad. But this does not affect phase walk while placing a portal, which is really good. I didn't actually read the whole patch notes when they came out. I only saw that the phase walk itself, they added an animation and it was increased 1.25 seconds. But I found out that the animation is not there when you're in your portal or using your portal, which was really good and unexpected. But where I'm saying that she had a nerf but also got a buff, her phase walk now gets 30% more movement speed. I think season 1 and 2 she had the movement speed, but not at 30%. I think it was a tiny bit lower. But this boost is really good. It's really good for getting away, restarting fights. You can also see other players while in the void, and the phase walk now lasts 4 seconds from 3 seconds, which in my opinion is a big buff. The phase walk cooldown has been reduced from 35 to 25. However, you're in the phase for 4 seconds, and by the time you come out of it, there's 20 seconds left of the cooldown, and that, in my opinion, is a buff. Phase tunnel, decreased distance for portal placement by 25%. So that's all the nerfs and buffs on the champions that have them. The next thing is the weapons loot. So zip lines, a cooldown will be applied to re-grabbing zip lines without touching the ground, which stops people from bouncing down on the zip lines, avoiding shots, which I think they shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have took it out, because now people can just get beamed, and if there is a good player like on your tail, you will get killed on a zip line. The cooldown will increase with each time a player disconnects and re-grabs the zip line. I know you can do the bounce up and down like 3 times, and I think it chucks you off. The Havoc rifle, I've said this to people since they decided to nerf the Havoc. They should never have changed the horizontal and vertical recoil. Well, they should have done, but so what it is now, instead of changing it and then having to change it again, should have kept it as it is now on this update. But I've always said decrease the mag size to about, say, 22, 25, but they've only decreased it by. I did come into contact where I was trying to ping a decoy, and then it just wouldn't ping. You would just go through it. Fixed an issue with Mirage's decoy not being able to crouch walk through certain areas. Fixed an issue with Mirage's decoy playing the fall animation when the player is falling. Fixed an issue where Mirage can still control his decoy after being silenced by Revenant. Right, that's pretty bad. If he's getting silenced, he should not be able to use it, and that's basically my opinion. Octane, fixed an issue with Octane bounce pads deleting other Legends abilities. Fixed an issue with Octane jump pads disappearing when other Legends tacticals interact with it. Fixed an issue falling through the floor on supply ships. Pathfinder, fixed an issue with Pathfinder's grapple not allowing running if a failed deploy occurred, and then fixed an audio issue with survey beacons being too loud, which in my opinion was very loud. Revenant got a fix on his death total not being rendered from over 200 meters. Fixed an issue with Revenant's audio for his tactical. Wraith got a fix. Fixed an issue with not being able to heal after getting knocked and going through a Wraith portal. I am a Wraith main. I don't believe I come across that problem, but I'm glad they fixed it, and just in case I do ever come across it, because it is life and death. If you come into that position, you probably will most likely die. But other than that, that's all the patch notes for this event. Like I said at the start of the video, I have used Lifeline, Wraith's my main, so I have used her in this new patch. I've used Octane, and I think that's all I've used. In my opinion, I'd say the new changes to abilities is what they needed. to revamp the game, because like say if you look at League changing champions abilities just to make the game more interesting, change the meta, etc. Other than that, I'd say we've covered it all. To end on this, my next video will be me opening my last 10 packs of the heirloom and getting the heirloom just for you guys, just to see what the animation is and stuff like that, and then going through all the skins, weapons and stuff like that you get through the event. Other than that, guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching to the end. I hope you found this video helpful. If not, please leave a comment below, leave a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more content. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Peace.